A nationwide alarm has been sounded over the deaths of children linked to toxic cough syrups. In Madhya Pradesh, so far, 19 children have lost their lives after consuming Coldrif, a syrup now found to contain a highly poisonous substance. Several others remain under treatment in Nagpur hospitals as well. Chief Minister Madhya Pradesh Mohan Yadav has suspended top drug officials, transferred the state's drug controller and promised that the government will bear the full cost of treatment for all the affected children. The outcry has now reached the Supreme Court with a PIL seeking a CBI probe into the entire incidents. Meanwhile, southern states are on high alert. Kerala has restricted cough syrup sales for children under 12 and suspended over-the-counter dispensing without any kind of a prescription. Tamil Nadu and Karnataka have also banned the suspect Coldrif batch manufactured in Kanchipuram, while Telangana and Maharashtra have directed drug inspectors to freeze available stocks and trace supply chains. Moreover, Kerala's prelim probe has found no sale of the contaminated batch within the state, a finding that contradicts reports from northern regions. Officials say Coldrif samples tested there show no trace of the toxic compound so far.
It's quite unfortunate that 16 children died because of consuming this cough syrup, Coldrif. Government of India, the Health Ministry has issued an advisory on the consumption of this cough syrup. Kerala, our drugs controller department, the drugs controller, has issued a notification banning the sale of this drug across the state. We don't have this drug in our essential drug supply list. This is not being supplied by KMCL, which is our corporation, the government corporation, which is supplying medicines to the government hospitals and government medical colleges. But we are ensuring that this is not the sale of this is not happening in other private hospitals and also in private pharmacies.
The Union Health Ministry has also warned all states to ensure compliances with drug quality norms under the revised schedule and said strict action will follow against those who violate it. MP police have arrested Chhindwara-based pediatrician Dr. Praveen Sone for alleged negligence in the Coldrif syrup deaths. The broader question, of course, is chilling. How many innocent lives were lost from a single dose, and where does the responsibility lie? I ask you. With the supply chain, the doctors, or the government itself? Because the doctors and OMA and several other bodies speaking on behalf of doctors have said that where are these qualified doctors to blame? It's the drug controlling mechanism or organizations who should stand up now and own up that it was their problem that they saw to it that this kind of a drug was allowed to actually move through the assembly line or the chain. Let me now go across to Dr. D. Roy, former Deputy Drugs Controller, Central Drug Standard Control Organization, Ministry of Health and former Government of India, and Sulfi Nuhu, State Secretary, IMA Kerala, and Dr. Sudhir Kumar, Professor and HOD Neurology, Apollo Hospitals. Very warm welcome to both of you doctors. I guess we will have to wait for someone from the drugs controller, D. Roy, former deputy. So let me now go across to Dr. Sudhir Kumar. Dr. Sudhir Kumar, where is the fault now, doctor? I mean, considering that, you know, the IMA, I mean, the doctors organization is very strong. I mean, that man Praveen Soni, that doctor who has been sacked now, where does the onus lie? Whose fault is it? Because in our country, Dr. Sudhir Kumar, there is no accountability. I will shower you doctors with flowers because you come to my use during COVID, but after that, I can make you the fall guy. What is your opinion on this, Dr. Sudhir Kumar?
Yeah, thank you. It's for discussing this very important topic, which has unfortunately taken lives of very young children. Now, let us be clear here. The death of children occurred not due to the cough syrup, but due to the toxic compound diethylene glycol, which was much beyond permissible limits in these cough syrups. So it is to say that the cough syrup killed these children, that is not correct. It is a toxin, diethylene glycol, which damages the kidney and and causes kidney failure, metabolic acidosis, coma, seizures, and death. So definitely, contamination of a cough syrup, their doctors or even the hospitals, they do not have, or the pharmacies, they do not have much role to play in that quality of the cough syrup. So we have the drug controller, we have various government agencies who are supposed to supervise manufacturing facilities, and the pharma companies, of course, which manufacture this cough syrup with toxic levels of diethylene glycol. So they are the ones responsible here. So to say that, and then the second point also I would like to point out here as a doctor is that, cough syrups generally they are not necessary for treating viral infections, because most often in children cough is caused by a viral infection, which
To
is
that later,
self-limiting.
because I've
Yes,
brought up two children with severe bronchial problems, so I'll come to that later.
sure, sure.
Considering they were born in Delhi and the Delhi's there. But I'm talking to you about, Dr. Sudhir Kumar, is that you feel that the doctors are not culpable at all. Then what does one do? The children who have died, their parents, where do they go? I mean, someone should stand up to own accountability. Right, doctor? Because when doctor gives a wrong injection, we see to it that the doctors, I sue the doctor. There have been several cases of medical malpractices. But in this case, this is clearly not the fault of the doctor, because he's also, let me also tell you that sometimes the doctor also has given my children expiry date. I mean, they say, buy this, I go to the chemist, and it's not the doctor's fault, it's the chemist's fault who keeps that syrup, as it were. But are you clearly saying that the buck should stop with the drug controlling organizations, sir?
Definitely, drug controlling organization, and of course the pharma company that manufactures. So I think these are the two parties which are at fault here, and of course we have to find out whether inspections were done or not, if they were done, when they were done, or whether any faults were found or not. If faults were found with the manufacturing company, pharma company, why were they still allowed to manufacture? So all these things we need the answers. Just as the families are waiting for answers, as doctors also we are waiting for the answers, because as a doctor, we do not want any child or any patient to suffer, whether it's because of toxic compounds or because of any reasons. Just like a citizen of India, we also want to know where the fault lies, so that of course, the children's lives cannot be brought back, but whether we can prevent these tragedies in future, because this is not the first time it has happened. Indian cough syrups have been blamed in various other countries also, so this is not the first time. It has happened in the past, it has happened now, but can we prevent these things from happening in future? So that is our main point at this point of time. So that can happen only if we find out who the guilty are and they are given exemplary punishments. Only then this can stop in the future also.
Sulfi Nuhu has also joined us, State Secretary, IMA Kerala. Dr. Nuhu, good to see you after a long time. Welcome to the show. The deaths are very unfortunate, Sulfi Nuhu, but what is even more unfortunate is, where does the buck stop? We hear of cases, 18 children dead, some are apparently, that official figures are still to come. Now, the doctors are up in arms, and I am standing with the doctors today, sir. The thing is that, how is it his fault? I'll come to where it can be his fault. I'll ask both of you doctors, but I'm asking you, what is the drug controlling mechanism doing? What is that pharma company doing, Sulfi Nuhu?
Yeah, absolutely. It's astonishing and amazing, and actually distressing to know that only less than 2% of the drugs which is being distributed in India is tested for quality. That's a sad news. It has been there. It is like that for so many years. We are not checking the quality of the medicines. Unfortunately, this thing has happened again, and actually the same thing has happened previously also. The impurities in the drugs, impurities in the cough syrup has killed many children previously also. It is continuing. So we need to change the system. We have to have a streamlined system in which we can, check the quality of the drugs. Not only the cough syrup, all other, especially the antibiotics and other medications also, they are not tested. Because we do not have the facility or the manpower or the labs or a clear-cut protocol to test. IMA says that we need to test at least a sample of all the drugs,
Doesn't that
distributed in the
happen,
country.
Dr.
Then only
Nuhu?
we can prevent this.
Right, but Dr. Nuhu, why is it not happening? Can I ask you now, health is in the concurrent list. Let me not go through state, center, politics, no politics, only health. And I'm asking you, Dr. Nuhu, why is it that in the West, even if a kind of, a paracetamol is found to be faulty, they will stop production of everything?
Yeah, absolutely. What is happening is that we do not have. That is the basic thing. We say that WHO says that you need at least 4% of the GDP to be given to the health sector. We are giving still 1% for this large country. We are giving 1% of the GDP as the health allocation. We do not have funds. We say that it has increased the funds, or the allocation to the health sector has increased by maybe so many crores. But that is not enough for a large country like this. WHO says that it must be 4% of the GDP, the 4 times the current amount. Then only we can provide such a system in which we can check all the drugs and all other health-related substances and all. The lack of fund is the main issue, and actually the lack of political willness or vision is the issue now. We need to concentrate on this thing, and we need to provide adequate funding so that we can do checking in the government system itself. We need more manpower, as I said earlier, manpower, labs and other facilities to test the drugs. Why then finally they find a doctor and they are trying to punish the doctor for writing that medication.
Yeah,
That
a fall
medicine.
guy in Dr. Praveen Soni. We're also being joined by a very senior doctor, Dr. D. Roy, former Deputy Drugs Controller, Central Drug Standard Control Organization, Ministry of Health. Dr. Roy, thank you so much, sir, for making the time. You've joined us on the phone line, and we really welcome you to the show. Doctor, it is very unfortunate the death of so many innocent children due to Coldrif, and because of the presence of an apparently poisonous stuff in the syrup. I want to ask you something. Today the doctors are up in arms, some of them saying that why are doctors being made the fall guy? I mean, why is the doctor being penalized? It is CSDCO, which is CDSCO, I beg your pardon, which should be taken to task. They are the ones, the buck should stop there, Dr. Roy. It should not come to the doctor's table.
In fact, as an ex-drug regulator of CDSCO, I can 100% tell you this is the fault of the manufacturer, and to some extent it is also fault of the drug regulation, because at the time of giving license, we could not confirm that the manufacturers are having the setup to carry out the proper test to detect all these toxic materials. So I'm sorry, I take the blame. I want to tell you very frankly that we should have the drug regulation, we should have much more vigil, state as well as central both, before giving the license to this type of unscrupulous manufacturer.
When you give out a license, I really appreciate you, Dr. Roy, where you say you take the blame, sir. Thank you on behalf of this nation that you are saying this. But Dr. Roy, I want to ask you that when licenses are dispensed with, does it happen because there is corruption, doctor? I'm not blaming you, sir. Please do not get me wrong. But if you give a license to someone who's unscrupulous and he comes back to you again and again, why is he not blacklisted like a doctor would be blacklisted and his license would be taken off?
What I want to tell you that it may not be due to corruption always. Maybe due to the lack of knowledge of the regulators or the investigator or the inspector who goes for inspection. Because there is a technical matter. How the manufacturer is carrying out the manufacturing practice, we call it a good manufacturing practice. Whether the manufacturer's technical personnel, they are qualified enough to follow the GMP norms. Because these are all the result of non-compliance of GMP as good manufacturing practice. Am I clear to you? So we require further extensive training to the regulators, to the manufacturers. Then only we can cope up all these problems.
All right. Dr. Sudhir, you also said that, children like now in Kerala, children below 12 are not going to be given over-the-shelf, medicines. Dr. Sudhir Kumar, if that is true, then why are the doctors writing syrup, sir? He is trained to be a medical practitioner. If you are saying, and also Sulfin who says there is no need, and there I come to, my kids had what is called almost like a whooping cough, which won't stop. They will vomit continuously. There was phlegm. What does a mother do? What does a parent do? But if the doctor feels there is no need, then why is he writing that prescription to me? Also, most of the time they tell me, You have a 3-year-old, fever is not coming. After every 4 hours, you give, one dosage, 10 ml of a paracetamol syrup. Where is all this coming from, Dr. Sudhir?
Yeah, definitely it's a very important point to discuss. So first thing is that this cough, or it's mostly caused by viral infections. And we know that by giving a cough syrup, the duration of this illness will not reduce, and even it will not lead to cure. Now, the second point, so definitely as a blanket rule, all children who have cough should not be prescribed cough syrup. But yes, as per the doctor's description, if the cough is very severe, making the child, in distress, and so definitely in selected cases, children who are above 4 to 5 years, at the correct dose, it can be prescribed. But the problem happens because in India, many times without the doctor's prescription or even as OTC, it can be given. And children, the dose depends on the per kg body weight, which is, if you give just 1 teaspoon or tablespoon, that can become like little overdose.
What has this case done to parents? It's made them paranoid. It's made them paranoid. I think we need a clear-cut instruction. Tomorrow, someone's child is ill and coughing. I have a child whose body weight is, let's say, 10 kgs and fine, but 6 kgs not fine. Am I a doctor? I am just a parent. Sulfi Nuhu. Now the thing is that what does Sulfi, what does one do, Sulfi? I mean, don't you think there should be a national kind of a nationwide kind of a thing, do's and don'ts, and given to particularly primary health centers? I am scared about them. The quacks who are across the NCR, Delhi, and they all have a jhula and they go across. They say, ye kha liji, theek ho jayega. What do we do? Chemists who are selling spurious drugs, they are selling it cheap. Do you know? If X drug costs you one strip for 15 rupees, they are giving it to me for 6 rupees. What do we do, Sulfinu?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. First thing regarding the necessity of cough syrups for the children. We cannot put a total ban on all the cough syrups for the pediatric age group. We need bronchodilators. We need some cough syrups in some patients, but some combination of drugs, like some combination of contents, must be banned. That should not be given to the pediatric patients. Regarding the quality of medicine, I have already said that we need to check all the drugs available in the market. At least a sample of all the drugs must be checked. That is happening in all developed countries. We have to get ready, and maybe we can do it in another 5 years. Maybe for the time being, what we need to do is we have to trust a qualified doctor, and definitely there is a protocol regarding in pediatric circles and ENT circles and medicine circles, and also all doctors circles and professional organizations. They do give advices and probably the guidance for how to prescribe and how to be what all drugs to be restricted and all. It is all there. But maybe what we need is a concrete guideline for the pediatric age group, so that such things are not happening.